Welcome back to another epic dev blog. Before anybody says anything in the comments about me not having a hat, I had a little mishap the other day. I was out and about, a gust of wind came, blew my hat off, and it landed someplace less than desirable, let's say. So I did retrieve it, but I'm a little wary to wear it again. I probably can't clean it because it's straw, so I'll probably have to pick up another one. So yeah, sad day for my hat. But with that little tidbit out of the way, let's get on to the news and the updates and the stuff that you're actually here for, because let's be honest, nobody cares about the stupid hat. So first things first, I don't know if this is actually the first thing, but this is the first thing I'm going to cover. There is now a Lectern available to craft. 2 pieces of wood, any group wood, and 1 book. And the Lectern, as with all of the other furniture, can be stained. But wait, there's more. Let me just grab a stain brush real quick. Sure, let's grab that one, because why not? So it can be placed. It can be stained. Currently, as of the recording of this, the actual book on here changes color, but by the time this video goes live, the server should have restarted, so the changes will have been picked up, so that won't be the case anymore. And right-clicking on it, you can give it a title, so we can do like Legends, and we can do this video brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends, except I spelled rain shadown, but who cares, whatever. And yeah, also this was not brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Please do not download that horrible game. I don't know if it's horrible. I've never played it, never plan to. But yeah, whatever. So whoops. So yeah, you can get these. The title and the body here, this is what you see when you create it. When the person reading it sees it, it looks different, but I can't show you that because, well, I placed it, so I can only see the edit screen, not the read screen. But there's that. They can be stained. I don't think there was any new furniture outside of that I added. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, let's take a look at the notes here. Oh, the Smithy station. So we have the crossbow torches. They can now be repaired. The bronze one takes 1 bronze ingot. The steel one takes 1 steel ingot. They can't be crafted outright here. In order to craft them, you still have to do the inventory to craft it like this. But they can be repaired now, so I know somebody had asked about that. The canoe, which people have been hating on for, I don't know what reason, other than I guess they don't know how to use it. Oh no, that's not what I wanted. It has been fixed, quote unquote. Let me see if I can find water quick. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, so the canoe, when you're sailing, you hit space bar to pull up the sail. It's easiest in 3rd person mode. The little red flag up at the top lets you know what direction the wind's blowing. So then you have to rotate your sail, which you do by holding down sneak and left and right, whatever your left and right controls are. And it more or less works like a real boat for that. Jump will take the sail up and down, and then you can mount and dismount by right-clicking on it. But what has been changed, I would need a crocodile around here to really show that. Can I still get crocodiles? Yeah, I can. Okay. We want a swimmer. Yes, we do. Give me one, please. Thank you very much. I will jump on the boat, and we will I'll probably have to go back to first person. Oh wait, I can't point that. There we go. Alright, so this crocodile comes along. And the crocodile will attack the boat. Because it can't directly attack me. And the boat has health now. So the crocodile will damage the boat. And once the boat breaks, then the crocodile can actually attack me. And when that happens, I don't know how long this is going to take. I forget what I set the health of this to, and I don't know what the damage of a crocodile is. So we'll just stand here and wait for this to happen. This is taking really long. Oh, hey, look. The canoe breaks, and I am standing up again. Instead of... Wow, that was wacky. Instead of still sitting down. So that's cool, and the canoe does get lost when an animal breaks it. So be aware of that. Of course, the way everybody hates it, I'm sure nobody's using it, but yeah, that's fixed now. It actually was crashing the server when the alligator or any other mob would break it. Because it was trying to... I think when the canoe gets broken, the canoe was trying to get the inventory of the object that broke it to put the canoe into the inventory. And obviously the mobs don't have an inventory, so it just crashed the server instead. So that's fixed. The beds... it's probably really not even worth trying to find a bed. I think there's some public beds right over here. It's not nighttime, so I couldn't use it anyway. But I have updated the bed code. And by updated, I mean there is an open pull request in my test game that updates the beds mod to save the player physics overrides when they sleep and then restore them when they wake up. And I have just pulled that code in. I was already using it for the furniture, so after you would sit down and then stand back up, you wouldn't lose your physics overrides. Well, now beds do the same thing. So you shouldn't be losing physics overrides from sleeping anymore. So that's cool. I don't know if I can do this. Let's see, fast mode is enabled. Sprint. And I have evidently... Oh, wait, no, I have to, oh, let's see. I need to do revoke admin fast. Okay, so now, there we go. I get the stamina bar, and I pick up speed, and then I release, and I lose the speed, and, I should get a little burst again. It doesn't really seem to be making any difference here. Maybe it's hard to say. I already go pretty fast with the crown. Maybe I should take the admin crown off and give myself... let's give myself some garnet leggings, which should make me slightly faster. I'm really not noticing that I'm getting a sprint here. Hard to say. Maybe I am. Anyway, the reason I'm even talking about that is because the sprint mod used to, after you would sprint, it set your physics overrides back to 1 for speed. Now the sprint mod checks your speed override, adds whatever number to that, and then once you're done sprinting, subtracts that number from your speed. So if you're wearing, in my case, the admin crown, but if you're wearing the garnet armor, which gives you a speed boost, after you're sprinting, you don't get your speed reset back to 1, and then you have to take off a piece of armor and put it back on to get your physics to re-update. So that's been fixed as well. There's been a lot of physics-related things this week. Because there's been a lot of complaints about it. So that's done. We got some new trap blocks added. I forget which one specifically because I just wrote added some new trap blocks at the request of how do I remember? I don't remember how to say his name. Dosmig was it or whatever? I don't remember. I also don't remember which are the new blocks. Let's see if I can't figure this out. Okay, so it should be the ones in Epic. So cobble, mossy cobble, sandstone brick, stone brick. So these 4 are the new ones that were added by request. And then I think these are all the more blocks ones. Yep. So they use the same recipes as your standard trap blocks, 1 Mies crystal fragments and the block. And then you get the trap version, which, you know, you can walk through and stuff. So that's kind of neat. I should run up to a glider station, but we'll wait for the moon to come up. So I added, what was it called? I just have it saying here. Oh, actually, I didn't even write it into the notes. That's genius. So I don't remember what this mod's called. Something with the moon. But we now have a moon that, as it rises here, looks like a moon. And it has 8 phases, stages, whatever they're called. I think they're phases. So the moon won't be like the little wedge on the side, and then it gets more light, and then less light. So that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, that broke the skybox in outer space. I am working on fixing it, but that probably will not be fixed by the time this video goes live, because I've been having a goodly deal of trouble trying to figure out what I'm doing to get that working right. The gliders also had physics issues. There's a glide tower here. All right. So initially the problem with the glider... What? I thought you could... Well, that was fun. Initially the problem with the glider was after using it, your speed would be set back to, you know, your default speed of 1. So I changed that so it kept your speed using much the same method as the beds and the furniture use. But then there was a little bug, which, to be fair, I sort of knew about before pushing the changes to the server. Oh, that's what they're doing. Essentially, in my testing, when I had free move turned on, I could use the glider, and if I double clicked with it in the air, I would just start floating upwards, and I couldn't do anything to change it. And actually, I have replicated the bug. I'm not floating, but I can't jump. I am trying to jump right now, and I can't. I can fall down, slowly, albeit, but I can fall down, but I cannot get up. So what you had to do was, you know, take the armor off, put the armor back on, it recalculates physics, you're good. As far as I know, the only way to trigger the bug is spam clicking. Like, I don't know why you would be doing that with a hang glider, it just seems stupid. But obviously, either people were doing that or you can trigger it some other way. However, once the server restarts, that won't be the case anymore. I put in some sanity checks, so it checks the player physics to make sure they are being reset to a sane value. And if the value isn't sane, as in negative or below a certain point, it'll just reset them to 0. So your physics overrides from armor that gives you speed boosts or jumping increases may still be affected, and you'll have to take a piece of armor off and put it back on. But if you're not spam clicking while you're using the hang glider, it should be okay. You shouldn't be spam clicking while using the hang glider anyway. So hopefully the issues will be fixed, and any that remain will basically be operator error, more so than the mod itself really being at fault. So that was those. I added some more recipes to the stations. The sewing station, you can now make the unified inventory bags in. Hang glider stuff is in the sewing station now. I forget what else. Metal signs can be made in the Smithy station here, which for some reason they couldn't before. Oops. There was a bug with the drawers mod. I don't have any drawers. I guess I could do this. Okay, so this is Daniel 1's house. And I won't show anything more than this one room. This is where the issue shows itself best or worst, depending on how you want to look at it. So you can see here that these drawers have stuff in them. 10 worms, some apple tree leaves, whatever. But they don't have items drawn on them. For some odd reason, drawers where the face is on the south side this happens to. I don't know why. East and west seem fine. I'm not sure about being drawn on the north, but if they're drawn on the south for whatever reason, they don't work right. They were also updated, so they should not have any Z fighting anymore. And for a brief period, it was reported by Daniel 1. The drawers with four inventory spots, when you dug them, it wouldn't remove the entities. So you would have these floating entities in the air of what had been in that drawer. And if nothing had been in the drawer, you would just have spots where you could put items and you would essentially just lose them. So that was fixed. That was an error in the drawer mod. It didn't have a large enough radius check when it was deleting the entities after a drawer was removed, because the entities were moved further out from the center so they wouldn't have the Z fighting. I know, kind of technical, but that's why you're watching a dev blog. If you don't want technical stuff, don't watch a dev blog. I don't know what to tell you. So there's that. I've just realized I missed a whole days full of stuff. So this should be fixed now. Perfect. This was reported by, who was this report? Silicone Penguin. There was an issue where, I'll replicate it just like this. If your inventory was full and you took out a piece of armor and you placed it in your inventory, you would lose your piece of armor. It literally would just disappear. Kind of like this, except mine hasn't disappeared. But it would just vanish. You would pick up the whatever was in the item slot here, so these bones, you'd pick up the bones and the armor would just be gone. So that's been fixed. You get some funky stuff going on, like it claims I have 22 crowns, but as soon as I have 99, if I try to place it in the world, and if we look here, there are none. I should really do it with something. The crown won't even let you drop it, so I should really try it with. So like supposedly I have a stack of 99 of these now. Let me drop them out in the world. Oh look, there are none here. I'm still wearing it. So that bug has been fixed. When this bug was reported and I figured out what the bug was, I also discovered that the same thing affects more blocks. So the pulling blocks out of the table saw, if you pull them out of that inventory and put them into your inventory on top of a slot where something already is, you can lose the items. I could actually probably demo that because you all want to watch me lose items. Somebody's bones. Wow, how did somebody die in spawn? That's weird. Okay, so if we put the apple tree in here, and if I take these 4 corner block things and I try to put them in, you'll notice that I can't because I got that portion of the code fixed. However, if I throw these, you know what, let me throw those in the garbage instead of dropping them in the world. Okay, so now if I take these four, I get my 4 items, and if I put one in here and I grab these 4, I can lose 99 potatoes. Unfortunately, I don't know how to fix that. Here's how to prevent it though. Shift click. Shift click the item out of here, or just put it on top of the one that's already in your inventory. So basically what's happening behind the scenes is when I grab this, the engine is looking through my inventory to see if I have space to put this item. Well, obviously there's no open slots, but I have 2 inventory slots that have this item, and both of these inventory slots can hold more items. So it says, yeah, this will fit in the player's inventory, because it'll fit in either of these 2 slots. But if I then drop it on a different spot, well, there's no place for that, whatever that spawn egg was, for that to go. So it just gets deleted. So you have to be cautious of that, and just don't drop things out of the saw onto other items if that item is already in your inventory. Like I said, the easiest way to prevent that from happening is just shift click it. So like I can do this and that, and then if I take another one and I try to shift click this thing, it won't go anywhere because I don't have space for it. If I try to grab it, I can't because there's no space for it. So you can prevent yourself from losing items doing that. The bug also affects the tombstone creator. So the same thing. If you are pulling something out of that inventory and it's already in the player inventory, but you don't drop it in that same inventory slot, you'll delete whatever item was in the slot you dropped that tombstone in. So just drop it on top of the one that already exists, or shift click should work in there as well. All right, moving along. I had to tweak, you'll never even notice this. Let's just look at this one. I need a screwdriver. The stations, the furniture, like the beds, the table, anything that is more than 1 node wide can no longer be rotated. And this is regardless if it has anything in its inventory or not. Previously, the stations with something in inventory couldn't be rotated. Now none of them can be. And this is because when this station is placed, it looks into this node space here to make sure there's nothing there, so this station can't be placed. And then it places an invisible node here, which obviously we can't see because it's invisible. So I can't place an item there, which I can't even point at that node to, like right here. I can't place an item there because there's already a node here, it's just invisible. And then when we dig this, it removes that invisible node. However, if this was rotated, sideways or whatever, this invisible node over here wouldn't get moved to this spot. It would stay there. So then you would have a spot in the world where there's an invisible node that you can't see, you can't break. You can hit it though. It does have a collision box, which I don't know why I left that on. I could turn that off. But yeah, you would essentially have a spot where you couldn't place anything. So I figured the safest thing to do is just not make them rotatable. So you can't rotate them and then the invisible item can't be moved. So if you want it facing a different direction, you just need to face, a different direction when you place it. Like I said, that applies for all the stations that are wider than a single node and all of the furniture that is wider than a single node. Cloudlands was updated to the latest code for Mindtest 5.2 by the creator. So that has been fixed. We haven't seen any crashes from Cloudlands lately, so that is excellent. What else? I think the last thing I can't demo because, well, I'm admin and I can do the protection bypass stuff. But in something that is protected with area protection, like the post office here. So if you are not either myself, Wally, Lady K, or Emerald, and you try to break a node here, you will be flipped backwards. The same as if it was protected with protection blocks. So that was a really easy fix. I pretty much just copied the code from the protection blocks and added it to the areas mod. So if you have, your base protected with the area mod, players shouldn't be able to, break a wall or whatever to glitch through, because they will be flipped backwards. So hopefully that prevents people from breaking into places where they shouldn't be breaking into. And let's see. I think that's it. And yeah, that looks like it. So what else? Yeah, the skyboxes are broken in outer space. I'm trying to fix that. That was caused by the mod that adds the moon stuff. Some new little secret things were added, so have fun exploring and discovering those. Some secrets have been discovered by some people, but I won't say what they were, so you won't know if you discovered a secret or not, or if somebody else discovered the secret, and then you need to try to hunt them down and see what the secret is that they discovered. But some have been discovered, so that's always good. And yeah, I think that's gonna wrap this one up. Yeah, that should be it. If you got any bugs to report, I got a mailbox here. You can throw a book in there, or you can report the bug on the Discord channel, or via email, or however you want, man. You could even do it. You could even do it in the YouTube comments if you want. It really doesn't matter. I read all of them. All right, so we will wrap it up here. Sorry for the cutoff. My camera died, of course. So that's why I just cut it and put it to the ending. If you want to join the server, links down in the description. Well, the link to my website, which has the link to the server and the code word you need for interact and all that good stuff. Yeah. So join if you want. If you don't, I don't mind. Oh, one last thing. I did forget. If you are interested in all of these different furniture models and the textures and whatnot, the blend file can be downloaded from my website. Just go to the portfolio tab, and then on the page with the furniture, there is a link to the mod. I should mention you can't run the mod because it requires some dependencies that aren't released. And the dependency it has upon die is a custom version of die, which is only running on the server. But it at least gives you all of the code and the textures and everything, so you can pretty much copy and paste what you want out into another mod to use it. None of them obviously have crafting recipes because they're all crafted in the woodworking station. So yeah, don't expect one. But that is available if anybody's interested. I don't think I mentioned it last week, so I'm mentioning it now. And yeah, it's going to wrap this one up, so I will catch you next time.